Star Platinum. Star Platinum is the iconic stand of Jotaro Kujo from the anime and manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It first appears in Part 3, Stardust Crusaders, and is named after the tarot card, the Star, which symbolizes hope and guidance. Despite looking like a giant purple bodybuilder who probably eats dumbbells for breakfast, Star Platinum is actually designed to resemble a guardian spirit. It's a close-range stand with only about a 2-meter range, but what it lacks in distance, it makes up for by punching things into another dimension with terrifying speed and accuracy. Star Platinum's powers include immense super strength, insane reflexes, microscopic precision, and speed so ridiculous it can catch bullets at point-blank range. It can bend steel, destroy diamonds, and even sketch detailed drawings better than most students during art class. Its signature attack is the legendary Aura 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 punch barrage, which is basically what happens when anger and caffeine combine into a humanoid spirit. Later in the story, Star Platinum unlocks its most famous ability, stopping time for a few seconds with Star Platinum the World, allowing Jotaro to move while everyone else is frozen. So yes, it is basically a muscular ghost ninja with time hacks and fists moving faster than your internet when you are not downloading games.
Magician's Red. Magician's Red is the fiery stand of Muhammad Avdal from the anime and manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. It is a close-range humanoid stand with the appearance of a muscular birdman, almost like an angry phoenix that skipped leg day but absolutely never skipped arm day. The stand was naturally born with Avdal and is based on the tarot card, the Magician, symbolizing willpower and creation. Its design was also inspired by Horus from Enki Bilal's Nikopol trilogy. Magician's Red mainly uses pyrokinesis, meaning it can generate and manipulate incredibly powerful flames. These flames are hot enough to melt metal projectiles in midair, slice railroad tracks, and roast enemies harder than internet comment sections roast bad anime takes. Avdal can control the fire's direction, intensity, and shape, allowing attacks like Redbind, which traps opponents with flaming restraints, and Crossfire Hurricane, which launches giant Ankh-shaped fire blasts. Despite looking bulky, Magician's Red is surprisingly fast and physically strong, even capable of dodging attacks from Silver Chariot and smashing armor apart with flaming kicks.
Hermit Purple. Hermit Purple is the stand of Joseph Joestar from the anime and manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, first appearing in Stardust Crusaders. It looks like a bunch of thorny purple vines growing from Joseph's hands, which honestly makes him seem like the world's angriest gardener. Its origin is tied to the awakening of stands in the Joestar bloodline around 1987, after Dio used Jonathan Joestar's body, and the stand arrow's influence spread through the family. Hermit Purple represents the tarot card, the Hermit, fitting Joseph because he's clever, sneaky, and constantly figuring people out instead of just punching first and asking questions never. Its main power is divination, allowing Joseph to gather information from distant places by smashing cameras, using televisions, maps, or other objects as psychic tools. The stand can reveal locations, thoughts, images, and even live visions, basically making Joseph a supernatural detective with an unhealthy camera budget because every psychic photo destroys the camera he uses. Hermit Purple can also wrap around enemies, swing Joseph through the air like jungle vines, and channel Haman energy through its thorns for combat. While it is weaker physically than many combat-focused stands, its utility and intelligence make it incredibly useful, proving that sometimes having Wi-Fi powers is more valuable than throwing buildings at people. Hierophant Green. Hierophant Green is the stand of Noriaki Kakeion from the anime and manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. It is one of the first long-range stands introduced in the series, and is basically what happens when a green alien noodle decides violence is the answer. Hierophant Green was born naturally with Kakeion rather than artificially created, and its name comes from the Hierophant tarot card, which represents tradition and conformity. Ironically, there is absolutely nothing normal about a ghostly green spaghetti wizard shooting emerald lasers at people. Its appearance is humanoid with green armor-like parts, mechanical joints, and a body that can unravel into long strings and tentacles. Its main power is its incredible range and flexibility, allowing it to scout enemies, spy from afar, wrap around targets, and even sneak inside a person to control them like a creepy puppet master. Its signature attack is the famous Emerald Splash, where it fires a rapid barrage of emerald-like energy blasts strong enough to shred through enemies and walls. Kakyoin later upgrades this into the 20-meter radius Emerald Splash, turning the area around the opponent into a deadly trap of strings and automatic attacks. Despite all this power, Jojo fans still joke that no one can just deflect the Emerald Splash, mainly because powerful enemies absolutely keep doing exactly that.
Silver Chariot. Silver Chariot is the stand of Jean-Pierre Polnareff from the anime and manga series Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, mainly appearing in Stardust Crusaders and later in Golden Wind. It is a close-range humanoid stand designed like a mix between a medieval knight and a robot, because creator Hirohiko Araki wanted it to contrast with the more muscular and brawler-style Star Platinum. Silver Chariot wears shiny armor, carries a rapier, and basically fights like a fencing champion who drank 12 cans of energy drink before battle. Its origin is listed as natural born, meaning Polnareff naturally awakened it instead of gaining it through outside means. The stand is named after the tarot card the Chariot, which symbolizes victory and invasion. Silver Chariot's main power is extreme speed and precision. It can slash bullets, stab multiple objects in a single thrust, and even attack so quickly that it creates afterimages. When it removes its armor, it becomes even faster, moving too quickly for normal eyes to follow, although its defense drops in return. Despite looking elegant and classy, it can still slice through rock and concrete with ease. One weakness is that Silver Chariot cannot see things Polnareff himself cannot see, so blinding Polnareff is a huge problem. Basically, it is a super fast sword fighter with knight vibes, dramatic poses, and enough speed to make everyone else look like they are buffering. The World. The World is the terrifying stand used by Dio in Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, and it's basically what happens when raw power, vampire drama, and a gym membership fuse together into one golden punching machine. Its name comes from the World Tarot card, fitting Dio's massive ego because of course a guy screaming about ruling humanity would pick something subtle like the world. The stand itself is a close-range humanoid with incredible strength, speed, precision, and durability, strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Star Platinum in brutal punch exchanges that sound like typewriters exploding. However, its true and most famous power is stopping time itself, allowing only Dio and certain similar stand users to move while everyone else is frozen like confused mannequins in a department store. During stopped time, Dio can casually walk around, throw knives, reposition enemies, and dramatically pose, because apparently fashion transcends physics. The world also has details like diving tanks on its back, which creator Hirohiko Araki joked provide oxygen during stopped time, meaning even supernatural murder ghosts need proper breathing equipment. In short, the world is one of the strongest and most iconic stands in JoJo history, mainly because punch really hard somehow evolved into delete several seconds of reality.
The Fool. The Fool is the stand of Iggy from the JoJo Bizarre Adventure arc Stardust Crusaders. Its origin comes from the tarot card The Fool, fitting perfectly because Iggy is basically a tiny chaos gremlin disguised as a dog. The stand itself is unusual because it does not have a normal, invisible, ghost-like body like most stands. Instead, it controls sand and dust from the environment to create a giant mechanical beast shape that looks like a junkyard robot mixed with an angry tribal statue. Since it is made from real sand, ordinary people can actually see it, which is pretty rare for a stand. The Fool's main power is complete sand manipulation. Iggy can shape the sand into almost anything he wants, including shields, gliders, traps, clones, fake people, or giant domes. The sand can even change density, meaning it can harden enough to trap or crush enemies. Even worse for opponents, damaging the Fool usually does nothing, because punching sand is basically just aggressive beach activity. Despite having a simple ability, the stand is considered extremely powerful and versatile, with even Jotaro Kujo admitting he was not sure he could beat it easily. Unfortunately for the fool, its user is still a stubborn dog whose priorities mainly include coffee-flavored gum and annoying humans. Jonathan's stand. Jonathan Joestar's stand is one of the weirdest, technically not his but also kind of his powers in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The stand itself is unnamed in the main story, although some materials and novels call it the Passion or compare it to Hermit Purple. After Dio stole Jonathan's body, the stand awakened when Dio was pierced by the arrow, meaning Jonathan's body basically came with bonus supernatural Wi-Fi included. The stand looks like thorn-covered purple vines growing from Dio's arms, almost identical to Joseph Joestar's Hermit Purple, which probably made family reunions very confusing. Its main ability is divination and spiritual tracking, allowing it to read minds and show visions through cameras, televisions, crystal balls, and other objects. Dio used it to stalk the Joestar group across the world like the most dramatic GPS system ever created. It could also interfere with Joseph's own psychic signals and even overload devices with energy. In the novel, Jorge Joestar, the Passion gains an extra ability that lets it predict the futures of blood relatives of the user, which is both terrifying and probably terrible for surprise birthday parties.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching until the end. I'll be back with more videos, so make sure to like and subscribe.